Hi, this is Zach Meir with the US Chartbreakers for Monday, the 1st of May here at Zach's Traders Cafe. Starting off with the S&P 500 as usual, and we've got our end-of-day close through 41.60. In fact, we're looking for an end-of-day close about 41.50 even to get us over that line from back in August last year. Quite a momentous occasion, I suppose, especially given the way that we reversed from above the 50-day line. We didn't have to test that. Does suggest strength for this market, and looking for 42.70 at the top of that rising trend channel from October as soon as the end of this month, this new month. This stage only really well back below the 50-day line, 40.30, really delaying the idea of a break to the upside against that black resistance line. Moving on to the stocks, and quite a few repeats of the recent past, but Altice one to look at the moment, in the sense that we've broken that falling wedge that the shares have been in since the turn of the year. That was broken there around the 290 level. Above that, we're looking for as high as $6 as soon as the end of next month. Ideally, it could be a bit quicker than that, but the break onto or through the 50-day moving average gives us great confidence that we can head up to the $6 area and the 200-day moving average at the top of that broadening triangle. Onto a stock which I covered just the other day, and it has, I suppose, delivered on the upside, even if only briefly. We were looking for shares of AGBA Group to hit the top of that broadening triangle from the beginning of the year around the $5 mark. In fact, we went up to $5.37, although obviously we've come back quite sharply. But it's still the case that while there's no end-of-day close back below the 50-day moving average at $2, we're still looking for a partial or even full retest of that spike up to retesting January resistance, and also the resistance at the end of last month. Moving on to a new name, and it comes in the form of Baosheng Media. Here you can see that we've broken that falling wedge that's been in place since October, but they broke the line there around $3.90, and above that we're looking for the shares to move towards the top of that broadening triangle from back in September as high as $8, and to hit that $8 but as soon as the end of this month. If you're cautious, I suppose you wait for an end-of-day close through the 200-day line at $5.70, but above the 50-day line and that broken resistance line from January. Looks like shares of Baosheng are on their way. A next contender is China Natural Resources, and here you can see that we're just about to break that line of resistance there from March. We want to see an end-of-day close above the latest high at $2.50. Above that, we're looking for as high as $4.50 as soon as the end of this month. And I suppose bottom fishers would be looking for the stock while we remain above the $1.80 mark. So watch out for that. One of our most frequent stocks here is coming up, and CXapp is the next contender. Here we've had lots of volatility in a range, I suppose, between $7.50 and $14. Want to see an end-of-day close through $14 to give us a new leg up to $24 at that old February resistance line projection, but feeling bullish while we're above the 200-day moving average at $9.50. Next stock is one which is encouraging, let's say. Here we've got Immunogen, and here you can see that we've gapped through the 200-day moving average. That's around $4.90. Above that, we're looking for a resistance line projection from back in April last year, heading as high as $7.50, and we can see that as soon as the end of this month. New contender to look at is Lichen China, and here we've broken recent neckline resistance around $2.50. Above that, looking for a retest, obviously, of the latest resistance at around the $3.50 area, but still open to a possible retest of the February resistance zone at $5.50 plus as soon as the end of next month, the longer we stay above the $2.50 zone. On to another contender which has been certainly one to keep an eye out on. We've got a new name for the US Chartbreakers, comes in the form of Siebert Financial, and here we've had one of those classic gaps to the upside. After a final test of the 50-day moving average of $1.80, now we've got old neckline resistance around $2.35. Above that, on an end-of-day close basis, looking at $3.50 at the January resistance line projection from back at the beginning of last year. So quite a long trajectory there, but the key here is holding $2.30 for the shares. Tempest is next, and here you can see that we bounced off the 50-day line again, looking for a retest of the $4.20 area, which is the top of that broadening triangle from June. Above that, looking for as high as $6.50 by the end of June. But the key here is really holding around that $2 zone, which hopefully we will. Finishing off with one of the heroes of last week, and it comes in the form of Top Financial. Here we actually had the whole thing relatively well mapped out. But the second update here was at the end of last week, where the shares were $20. We were looking for the shares to retest the resistance there from October last year, as high as $25 plus, and obviously we managed to exceed that by quite some distance. Current situation is that everything really hinges on that old peak there from back in June. That was around the $50 mark, so really wanting to hold above $50 and looking for then a partial or even full retest of the dizzy heights that we saw last week. That's it from me today. More updates during the week.